We're live inside the Sullivan Center on the campus of the University of St. Francis, where the Fighting Saints, the host school today, takes on Cardinal Stritch University in a CCAC basketball matchup. Welcome to the broadcast. Harry Bonadano with you here as the number 9 Saints try to solidify that ranking with a big victory over a conference foe. Cardinal Stritch comes in at 5-4, 3-2 in conference play. The Saints are still unbeaten in the CCAC at 4-0. They're one of 3 unbeatens left, along with St. Xavier and Olivet Nazarene. St. Francis is 6-2 overall. These two teams have seen a lot of common opponents, but this is the first time they will see each other this year. Last season, they split a pair of meetings, winning here, the Saints that is, winning here and losing out in Milwaukee. Jordan Pyle is at center court, ready for the opening tip. She'll go up against the senior forward for Cardinal Stritch, Jayla Harris. Saints are in gold, going from right to left for the first half of today's games. The Wolves are in black. They'll be going from left to right for the first 20 minutes. And the tip is won by Jordan Pyle and St. Francis. Leah Sims in the backcourt with Shadrian McDaniel, Paige Gieske, and Caitlin Elward make up the rest of the starting lineup for the Fighting Saints. It's Leah Sims in control and firing a quick 3, knocking it down. Saints lead 3-0. Cardinal Stritch left Leah Sims all alone on the outside, and one of the easier 3s she'll hit this season. Not a high percentage on the season as she knocks the ball away, but picked quickly back up by Mickey O'Neill. Sims just a 26% shooter from the outside, but we've seen over the course of her 3 seasons with St. Francis, she can knock them down. Here's a drive from Jolisa Ross. Step back 2-pointer is good. A long 2 from Ross, but a good handle on the ball and a fine looking shot from Ross. She scores 12 points per game, and she's the first on the board today for the visiting Wolves. Shadrian McDaniel up top to Caitlin Elward. That's the Fighting Saints' leading scorer. She hands it to Jordan Pyle, and Pyle hits the 3. Last time out, it was all Caitlin Elward in the first quarter. She was the only one scoring early on for St. Francis. This time she picks up an assist, and thanks to a couple of 3-pointers from her teammates, the Saints have a 4-point advantage right off the bat. Barely a minute into the action. 3-point attempt from Kara Shimko. She misses badly, but the rebound is knocked out of bounds by Leah Sims. And with 20 on the shot clock, Cardinal Stritch will inbound from the baseline. Starters for Cardinal Stritch today, 4 guards. It's Ross, Mickey O'Neill, Bella Donato, and Kara Shimko. And the forward is Jayla Harris, who took the opening tip for Cardinal Stritch. St. Francis won the tip, and they ended up scoring a 3-pointer on their first possession. They've reversed the ruling that that ball apparently hit the rim. 3-pointer is good from Ross. The shot clock didn't matter. A quick 3-pointer, 6-5. Jolisa Ross has 5 points already, and she has looked very sharp shooting from the outside. Not really her strong suit, at least statistically, coming into play today. Here's Shadrian McDaniel cutting down the lane. Nice extra step, and she gets the bounce off the rim. And makes it 8-5 St. Francis. The Saints have not missed a shot yet. 3 of 3 from the field. Cardinal Stritch, though, has been successful on their first 2 possessions as well. They would have made it 3 in a row, but for an offensive foul, a moving screen set up Bella Donato for that 3-pointer. Donato hit it. The foul came first. And it's a turnover committed by Cardinal Stritch. The Saints maintain their 3-point lead. The foul was called on Jayla Harris. That's her first, and it's the first of the game on either team. Here's Paige Gieske up top. Gieske walks it to the left side, picks up her dribble, guarded by Shimko. Gives it up to Shadrian McDaniel. 3 different Saints have scored already. Paige Gieske isn't one of them, but she retrieves the pass inside, kicks it out to McDaniel. McDaniel misses off the front rim on the 3-pointer, and the rebound is brought in by Cardinal Stritch. Bella Donato pushes it ahead to Jolisa Ross. 3-pointer from Cardinal Stritch would tie the score here. Marta Gayari passes it up top to Donato, back to Kara Shimko. Shimko drives from 12 feet, misses. Offensive rebound. Shot clock did not reset. Shimko drives with 8 to shoot. She's bumped and fouled. First foul on St. Francis. It's called on Shadrian McDaniel. That naturally is her first with 7:13 on the first quarter clock. 2 free throws for Kara Shimko, who misses the first. Shimko was a 78% foul shooter coming into play today. Best she can do here is 1 out of 2. And that's exactly what she does do. 8-6, it's a 2-point lead for the Fighting Saints. Caitlin Elward passes over to Jordan Pyle. Back up top, Paige Gieske. 16 on the shot clock. Down low, it's Elward against a double team. She bounces it to the back door, cutting Shadrian McDaniel. McDaniel draws the foul. Beautiful cut from McDaniel and a nice find from Caitlin Elward off a double team. She's able to find the open shooter, and McDaniel goes to the foul line for 2. Nearly got the roll off the rim there. She misses on the first free throw. McDaniel's made 7 out of 11 from the free throw stripe this year. She's got 2 points so far today. Make it 3. 9 points for St. Francis through the first 3 minutes and change. They've got 3 points from 3 different players. Here's Harris at the top of the key. Passing off to the left side, and Gayara. Gayara cross court to Ross, lob down low and lob too far for Harris. Ross was trying to find Harris underneath the basket, lobbed it just to her left and out of her reach. And St. Francis takes over. Up by 3, 6.5 minutes to play in the first. Paige Gieske picks it up and passes over to Caitlin Elward. Elward looks to the right and finds McDaniel. McDaniel drives, and I think she stepped on the line. Or do we have a foul here? We've got a foul on Cardinal Stritch. Foul is called on Jayla Harris. It's already Harris's second foul. The third on the team. Harris sits down. She'll probably be on the bench for a good chunk of this first half as Nicole Marquardt, senior from Neenah, Wisconsin, checks in. Right side, Paige Gieske, 13 to shoot. Bounce down low to Elward, looking for her first points of the game. There's her first shot. Comes up a little bit short, fading to the right. The rebound goes to Cardinal Stritch. Wolves will try to run. Shimko ahead for Gayara. Sets up for the 3 and misses it short. Rebounded by Jordan Pyle. Saints pushing the pace. Pyle across half court, gives it up to Leah Sims. Sims driving on Gayara, loses the handle on the ball. Gayara knocks it out of bounds, but knocked it off of Sims. Stritch basketball. Leah Sims didn't go after it. She thought Gayara was the last one to touch it. The referee thought differently. Carrie Kelly, David Rafalski, Bob Vaughn, today's officials. Shimko drives, kicks, pass deflected, but right out to Jaleesa Ross, 13 to shoot. Ross drives down the center, picks it up top of the key, passes off to the right side. Here comes Donato. Bella Donato to the basket. Pushed off base by Jordan Pyle, misses the shot, gets her own rebound, and scores from 8 feet out. Bella Donato stuck with it after missing the initial attempt, and her persistence paid off. She's got her first 2 points of the game, and Cardinal Stritch is within 1. Caitlin Elward up top to Jordan Pyle. Back to Elward. She dribbles into the paint, passes outside Sims. Deep 3, Leah Sims misses, and off the shot clock, that's out of bounds. And Cardinal Stritch basketball. Sims hit on the first 3-pointer of the game, now 1 of 2 from the outside. Cardinal Stritch has a chance to take their first lead as we move past the halfway point of the first quarter. Shimko, guarded loosely by Gieske. Passes up top, Gayara. Gayara drives to the right, kicks it back out to Shimko. Now cross court, Jaleesa Ross. Ross fires inside for Marquardt, and the pass is deflected out of bounds. It stays with Cardinal Stritch, 11 on the shot clock. Marta Gayara, junior from Zaragoza, Spain, inbounds it up top to Jaleesa Ross. She's got 5 points early on, passes off here to Gayara. Just 6 on the shot clock. Gayara around the perimeter, up top Shimko. Shimko running out of time, pulls up the left elbow, fires a leaning shot and rolls it in. Cardinal Stritch jumps in front for the first time, 10-9 as the shot clock expired. Nice lean by Shimko. She got Gieske off balance and was able to get the shot in just enough time. Caitlin Elward handles the ball for St. Francis, backing into a double team. Marquardt knocks the ball away, and Elward is called for a kick. Caitlin Elward got a little reckless there. I'm sure she's been frustrated over the first 6 minutes. She's only been able to get one shot off and has not scored. And she tried to force something inside there. Marquardt knocked the ball away. And Elward tried to kick it in order to retrieve it, so the violation goes against her, and a turnover for St. Francis. Allie Hernandez is in for Leah Sims, first sub we've seen today for the Fighting Saints. Kara Shimko gives it to Jolisa Ross. Half the shot clock is gone. Cardinal Stritch has a 1-point lead. Elward pokes the ball away from Ross, who gets it right back. Over to Gayara. Gayara bounces once, in some trouble, gives it up. This is Galdan. Galdan misses on the long jumper, and the rebound goes to the Fighting Saints. Ahead for Shadrian McDaniel. Pull-up jumper from the baseline, no good. And the rebound goes to Cardinal Stritch. Saints have suddenly gone ice cold. They hit their first 3 shots of the game, but they haven't scored since. At least they haven't scored from the field since. They do have one free throw during that time. Ball bounced into Marquardt, an easy layup. Elward over pursued, looking for the steal, and a wide open lane for Marquardt as she scores her first 2 points of the evening. Nicole Marquardt, reserve center, averages about 6 a game. Biggest lead for Cardinal Stritch here in the first period. They're up by 3. Kaylin Elward drives from the left side, forces it out to McDaniel, but an offensive foul call. Kaylin Elward extended the arm and trying to fight off a defender, so she's called for her first foul. Adriana Acosta checks in for the Fighting Saints. Shadrian McDaniel is out. Cardinal Stritch has the ball, leading by 3. They're on a 6-0 run. Saints haven't converted from the field in nearly 6 minutes. Kara Shimko outside for Cardinal Stritch. Passes it up top. Lob down low to Marquardt. 3 defenders there, and Marquardt is fouled. Foul goes on Jordan Pyle. Scratch that, Paige Gieske called for the foul. There were 3 defenders in the area. It was hard to see who got her. But it is the 3rd foul on St. Francis in the quarter. Pass inside for Marquardt, deflected by Paige Gieske out of bounds. It'll stay with Cardinal Stritch with 18 to shoot, 2:27 to play, first quarter. 3-point lead for Cardinal Stritch. Gayara throws it off the back of Allie Hernandez, misses her own layup. Marquardt gets the rebound, she misses putting it back up. A risky move by Gayara, nearly paid off. But she was unable to score, as was Marquardt. Here's Hernandez on the other end, draining a 3. We're tied at 12. Allie Hernandez has her first 3 points of the night. 12-12, and Elward hasn't even scored yet for St. Francis. First time they've hit a field goal in a while. It is their 3rd 3-pointer of the quarter. Down low for Marquardt, over a double team, she rolls it in. Cardinal Stritch back in front, 14-12. It's turned into a back and forth first quarter here. Paige Gieske holds it on the right side for the Fighting Saints. Up top, Elward looks towards the basket, passes to her left. It's Allie Hernandez. Hernandez back down low to Elward. 4 defenders in her way. She scores anyway. Powerful move inside, Caitlin Elward. She's got her first 2 of the night. And now 5 different Saints have found the scoreboard. We're 8 minutes and 40 seconds into the action. Gayara picks up her dribble on the left wing. Passes off to her left and finds Kara Shimko. Shimko drives on Gieske, kicks it back outside. Mickey O'Neill, 3-pointer, off the mark, rebound Pyle. Tie game, the Saints can reclaim the lead. They've led the majority of the quarter. Caitlin Elward, open look from the outside, and she misses the 3-pointer short. On target, just a little bit short, off the rim. Final minute of the quarter, Cardinal Stritch ball, tie game. Kara Shimko, picked up by Paige Gieske, passes up top to O'Neill. Around a screen from Marquardt, she kicks it to the left side. 3-point attempt for Gayara, misses badly. Well short on the air ball. Jordan Pyle comes down with the board. Pyle pushing it herself, all the way down, lays it up and in. Left-handed layup, Jordan Pyle, who got the rebound, ran with it, and never gave it up. Coast to coast for Pyle, who becomes the 6th Fighting Saint to find the scoreboard. Very balanced period for St. Francis. O'Neill passes up top to Gayara. To the right side, it's Shimko. 1 second difference between the shot and game clocks here. Gayara lobs it down low for Marquardt, and it's intercepted by Caitlin Elward. So a steal for St. Francis. They've got 5 seconds left here. Long three-pointer, Elward, way off and out of bounds. That's how the first quarter ends. St. Francis has taken a 16-14 lead. They led the majority of the period. Cardinal Stritch came back and wrested it away from them, but Cardinal Stritch goes cold to end the first quarter, and the Fighting Saints take a 2-point lead into our first break of the day. We'll be right back with quarter number 2. Fighting Saints ahead 16-14. End of the first quarter, St. Francis leads 16-14. Fighting Saints ranked number 9 in the country. Cardinal Stritch received some votes in the preseason poll. We don't know that they will next time we get an updated rankings, which actually is tomorrow. It's the last chance to impress the voters. 4 early season losses have come in part due to the injury of Tamia Stotts, maybe their top returning player from a year ago. She's not yet seen the floor in 2019-20. We're back underway. Cardinal Stritch going left to right has the ball. Nicole Marquardt from the outside. Too strong on the three-pointer, rebounded by Paige Gieske. Saints by a pair. It's Jordan Pyle with the basketball. Down low to Gieske. Lacey Gardner from just left of the foul line. No good on the jumper. Rebounded by Marquardt. Gardner in for Caitlin Elward at the start of the second quarter, giving Elward an extra minute or two on the bench to rest following the quarter break. Shimko passes it up top to Jaleesa Ross. Left side, Marquardt. Back up top, O'Neal. O'Neal drives down the lane, gets fouled, and misses on the shot. She'll get 2 free throws. O'Neal, a senior from Bloomington, Illinois, averages 4.5 points per game. She is 4 of 6 from the free throw line this year. She could tie the score if she makes them both. She won't do that. Missed on the first. Paige Gieske checked out for the Saints. She just picked up her second foul. First Fighting Saint in any considerable foul trouble. Leah Sims back in for her. O'Neal gets the deadening from the back of the rim and gets a fine roll. So it's 16-15. Cardinal Stritch within 1. Pile up to Acosta, to the right side, Leah Sims. Sims gives it to Allie Hernandez, who scored 3 points in the first quarter. Jordan Pyle gets the screen from Hernandez, gives it to Gardner. Saints work the ball around the perimeter. Leah Sims now finally drives. Runner misses off the back rim. Rebound knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Acosta. It is Cardinal Stritch basketball. Guyara back in for the Wolves. Playing big minutes early on today. Guyara, right side. Bounced to Shimko. To the left, Donato. Bella Donato finds Ross standing at the free throw line. Bounces once, passes to the left of the circle. Three-pointer Donato is an air ball. Marquardt rebound, no. Battle for the rebound. Marquardt comes away with it again. Back up with it. Misses his second chance. 3 opportunities for Cardinal Stritch on that possession. 2 of them for Marquardt. They come up empty. Saints still lead by 1. A minute and 40 seconds into the second quarter. Leah Sims lost her balance, but was able to hold on long enough to get the ball to Allie Hernandez. Back to Sims, who swings it to the right side. Lacey Gardner. Gardner looking for help. Finds Leah Sims. Sims crosses over to the right. Finds Acosta in the corner. Long two-pointer. Falls. Acosta's got her first 2 points. The 7th Saint to score. 7 players have combined on 18 points. Nobody's got more than 3 so far for the Saints. Bounce down low for Marquardt and overthrown by Jaleesa Ross. Out of bounds for a turnover. Ross has had some turnover problems today, a few errant passes, and the Saints are happy to take that one. They lead by 3. Their biggest lead has been 4. That was when it was 6-2 early on. Sims finds Acosta on her right. Bouncing around the perimeter, it's Lacey Gardner now to Jordan Pyle in the corner. Open 3, Allie Hernandez. Off the mark. Rebound goes to Cardinal Stritch. And knocked out of bounds by St. Francis. Kiera Redmond-Trotter was the one taking the ball down the floor. She dribbled it off her leg, and according to one official, it was deflected out by St. Francis. And that's the call that will stand after the conference. For what it's worth, Kiera Redmond-Trotter certainly thought she was the last one to touch it. She immediately turned around and went back to play defense before the call went Cardinal Stritch's way. This is Redmond-Trotter passing over to Guyara. Up top, Ross. Jaleesa Ross cuts down the left side. Off the back iron. No good, but she's fouled. Runner missed a little long, but she'll get 2 free throws now. First foul on Allie Hernandez. And Hernandez checks out in place of Shadrian McDaniel. Lacey Gardner checks out as well. Caitlin Elward, the All-American, back in. Ross, an excellent free throw shooter, has got 2 attempts. 85% on the season, but she misses the first. Free throws have been a little sticky for both teams so far tonight. Ross is 22 of 27 at the line. Second most attempts of any member of the team. She makes 1 out of 2. Shadrian McDaniel stands on the left side with the ball. Looks in for Acosta, can't find her. Up top instead to Leah Sims. Jordan Pyle lobs low for Acosta, and Acosta comes down on top of a Wolf. That's a foul on Cardinal Stritch. Goes on Kara Shimko. Shimko's first. It's the first on the team. 18-16, the Saints lead. They've got the inbounds play from the baseline. Pyle lobs it up top to Leah Sims. Sims to the left, McDaniel. Trying to get it to Elward down low. Finally, she does bounce into the triple team. Elward bounces out of it to McDaniel. Inside Pyle, good ball movement. Elward outside, 3-pointer short, and she chases down her own rebound. Leah Sims on the right. Bounced underneath to Acosta, back to Sims. Acosta in the corner, 10 to shoot. Bounces along the baseline, offensive foul. Offensive foul called on Acosta, her first foul, the team's third. 6.5 minutes to go in the second period. Still a 2-point lead for St. Francis. Cardinal Stritch's defense has stepped up, and they've really been a thorn in the Fighting Saints side. Cardinal Stritch entered play today, averaging 69 points per game. Typically a very good defensive squad. Ross for 3 and the lead. Just off to the left, and the rebound goes to Acosta. St. Francis ball. Leah Sims pulls up when the defense comes in. Off to the left, Jordan Pyle. Pyle, a sophomore from Australia, passes to Shadrian McDaniel, gets it right back. Pyle now for 3. In and out, and the rebound goes to Cardinal Stritch. Here's Ross across the timeline. Up top, Donato. Bella Donato picks up her dribble, has to give it back to Ross. Ross around a screen, takes 1 bounce to the left, lobs inside for Redmond-Trotter. Caitlin Elward gets in the way, but the Saints throw it away. Back-to-back turnovers. Errant passes from each side, and it ends up going back to Cardinal Stritch, but with a fresh shot clock. They trail by 2. Foul called on the floor against Leah Sims. That'll be the second on Sims. Little hand check on Kara Shimko. 4th on the team, so they're at their limit. Not yet halfway through the period. Timeout called by Cardinal Stritch from the sideline. 18-16 our score. The Wolves of Cardinal Stritch trail the St. Francis Fighting Saints. Saints got off to an excellent start in this one. They led 6-2 right off the bat, making their first 2 field goals, both of them 3-pointers. But 6-2 turned out, at least to this stage, through the first nearly 15 minutes, to be the biggest lead for either side so far tonight. Cardinal Stritch spent a little bit of time ahead, but they never led by more than a single possession. Brief timeout for Cardinal Stritch, just a 30-second variety. St. Francis comes back out with the same 5. Sims, McDaniel, Acosta, Pyle, and Aylward. It's the starters, with the exception of Acosta in for Gieske. Remember that Paige Giesche's got 2 fouls, so she's likely out for a little while. Cardinal Stritch ball. Ross passes to the left. A few bounces from Gal Dahan. She gives it up. Dahan gets it again along the baseline, going up over Pyle. No good. Rebound tapped around and knocked out by Caitlin Aylward. She was battling with Kiara Redmond Trotter for the ball. Apparently the Saint was the last one to get her hand on it. Lobbed in up top for Ross. Ross drives to the left, blows by McDaniel and lays it in to tie our score at 18. Good drive by Jaleesa Ross. We're tied for the 3rd time today. Kaylin C.S. Cheney in for the Fighting Saints. Down low, it's Aylward off the glass and in. 4 points for Caitlin Aylward to put St. Francis back in front, 20-18. Here's Ross to the right side. Drive from Shimko. Shimko around C.S. Cheney. Runner misses, but a blocking foul is called on St. Francis. Very late whistle came after the shot missed, but we've got a call here on Andriana Acosta. It's her second, and it puts Cardinal Stritch in the bonus. 4:15 to play, first half. Bella Donato is back in for Cardinal Stritch as Gal Dahan takes a seat. Freshman from Israel in her first year in the program. First free throw is good from Shimko. Free throws have not been the strong suit of either team so far today, particularly Cardinal Stritch, who's had far more opportunities. But they make them both this time. I believe that's the first time we've seen either team make both free throws in a 2-shot effort. Ties us for the 4th time. Now we're trying to break the tie again. Kicks it out to McDaniel. 3-pointer, no good. Rebound to Aylward. Aylward around 2 defenders and scores on the layup. She's now got a team-high 6 points. So by hook or by crook, she's getting her points. For a while it was cold from the field, but back in her familiar position. Having outpaced her teammates on the scoring sheet. Shimko dribbles with the right hand, spins into the lane. Can't get Jordan Pyle to bite. She gives it up. Redmond Trotter misses short on a close-range jumper. Aylward ahead to McDaniel. And Kaylin C.S. Cheney once again. Lob down low for Aylward. One bounce, puts it up, scores, and draws the foul. Kaylin Aylward starting to heat up. She's doing it the old-fashioned way, scoring underneath, banging her body around. She's been double or triple teamed every time she's touched the ball down there. She's making it work anyway. Hasn't hit a 3-pointer yet today. That's become her stock and trade. Shooting the deep ball, but this gets her back to her roots, playing a little inside basketball as she completes the 3-point play and now has 9 for the game. Marta Gayara handling the ball for the Wolves. She passes over to Mickey O'Neill on the left side. Justine Charlesworth is in for the Saints as Gayara misses another 3, and Kaylin C.S. Cheney comes down with the rebound. Charlesworth. Guarded by O'Neal, bounces once, twice, and gives it up to Hernandez. Jordan Pyle to Kaylin C.S. Cheney in the corner. C.S. Cheney moves it back up top, passes to her left Pyle, and off the foot of Nicole Marquardt on a pass from Jordan Pyle. It's a kicking violation. St. Francis gets 20 on the shot clock as it resets on the kick. 2:37 to play in the half. Jordan Pyle is the inbounder. And up top to Allie Hernandez. Alward thought about the deep shot. Instead, she puts it on the floor. Ball stripped. She gets it back. Passes outside. C.S. Cheney around into the corner. Allie Hernandez for three. No. Rebound goes to Cardinal Stritch. Shimko to Donato. Over to O'Neal on the left side. Now Shimko driving the baseline. C.S. Cheney pokes it away. Shimko gets it back. Leans to her left, throws up a wild one, no good, but the rebound is tapped out to O'Neal. Cardinal Stritch will try again, and Marquardt left all alone, misses from point blank range. Saints caught a big break there. Certainly should have made it a three-point game. Here's Kaylin C.S. Cheney. Around a Charlesworth screen. Passes up top to Justine Charlesworth. Paige Kieske drives, kicks it along the baseline. Alward cuts by a defender, reverse layup is good. She's in double figures. St. Francis is on a 7-0 run after they saw Cardinal Stritch tie the game at 20. Gayara to her left, O'Neal. Nikki O'Neal pulls up in front of the basket, misses off the glass, gets her own rebound. Now we've got a held ball call. Aggressive D from Jordan Pyle. She forces the turnover as the possession arrow faces St. Francis. 71 seconds to play in the quarter. Kaylin C.S. Cheney across half court. C.S. Cheney sends it to Charlesworth. Into the corner, Allie Hernandez. Hernandez bounces to Alward. Alward travels. Traveling violation called on Kaylin Alward as she turns the ball over. For all of the positives that she does, and there are quite a few of them, she does have 21 turnovers this year, which ranks second on the team. Actually, 22 turnovers now, ranking second on the team. And that is a lot for a guard. Gayara up to Shimko. Pass underneath for Marquardt is picked off by Jordan Pyle. Pyle potentially going coast to coast again as she flips it up and in with the left hand. Faked the pass that time to Kaylin C.S. Cheney, but finished it all on her own. It's a 9-0 run and a 9-point lead for the Fighting Saints. Less than a second differentiates the shot and game clock now. Cardinal Stritch can hold on for one shot if they want it. Shimko drives with 10 on the clock. Puts it up off the backboard. No. Rebound Pyle. 4 seconds to play. Here comes Justine Charlesworth. Charlesworth's got to throw one to the hoop. No good. Just off the mark. And the first half comes to an end. Strong finish for St. Francis, though, as they were tied 20-all. They scored the final 9 points of the first half, and they take their biggest lead of the night so far into halftime. 29-20. St. Francis leads. We'll be back to tell you about the first half and get you ready for the second as well in just under 15 minutes. Right now, we'll take a break. Saints lead by 9. This is the USF Sports Network. We're nearing the start of the second half here in Joliet. St. Francis taking on Cardinal Stritch University from up in Milwaukee. Saints have a 9-point halftime lead. 29-20 is our score. Terry Bonadonna back with you for another half of basketball. Let's take a quick gander at some of the statistics from the first half of play tonight. Saints outshot the Wolves 46% to 25%. It was a very tight first quarter. Saints pulled away a bit in the second as they shot 6 of 14. Cardinal Stritch just 1 for 13 in the second quarter. Cardinal Stritch has out-rebounded St. Francis 18-14. Bella Donato is their leading rebounder with 5. Jolisa Ross has 8 points to pace Cardinal Stritch. She scored 5 of those in the first 90 seconds of the game. As for St. Francis, Caitlin Elwood surprisingly is the leading scorer with 11. Not a surprise to see her name at the top of the score sheet. Just a surprise based on the way this game started. She didn't score in the first quarter. Jordan Piles filled up the stat sheet so far today. 7 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, leads the team. She's also got a steal. St. Francis came in ranked number 9 in the country, a perfect 4-0 in conference matchups. And they have won their last 4 games consecutively, trying to finish up the month of November with their 5th straight win. Fighting Saints get a good long rest after this. They would love to carry an impressive victory into their break. They don't play after today until a week from Saturday at Judson, December 7th. Here we go. Second half is underway. And it's Cardinal Stritch basketball. They've flipped sides now, going from right to left. Here's Jayla Harris, the little baby hook, no good. Rebound tapped towards the baseline and out of bounds. Last touched by the Wolves. No, it wasn't. Last touched by the Saints, sorry. Cardinal Stritch basketball. Jayla Harris, a big performer for Cardinal Stritch, managed only 5 minutes in the first half because of fouls. That's a big addition back into the lineup for the Wolves. Harris has the ball against a double team. Gives it outside to Nicole Marquardt. 10 on the shot clock. Back to Jolisa Ross. Ross takes a dribble to the right side, 4 to shoot. Ross bounces low to Harris. Harris trying to get around Pyle, blocked by Pyle, and it was nearly a shot clock violation, but Elwood had possession before the buzzer sounded. Harris, the team's leading scorer at 13 points, leading rebounder, 7 rebounds per game. Still scoreless today. Came up empty on 2 tries on that possession. Shadrian McDaniel from the outside hits the 3. Shadrian McDaniel has her second 3-pointer of the night. She's got 6 points. Kaylin Elwood picks up her second assist of the ball game. 12-point lead, first time the Saints have been in double figures. And in fact, this game was tied at 20 all. This is a 12-0 run for St. Francis. Nicole Marquardt bounces it down low. Kicked out to Harris at the free throw line. Jumper is good. So finally, Jayla Harris is on the board, and finally, Cardinal Stritch snaps out of their long dry spell. They had been 1 for 15 shooting going back to the end of the first quarter. Caitlin Elwood outside for 3. It's an air ball and out of bounds. Elwood got off to a slow start in this game. She's picked it up, but she has not been good from the outside. 0 of 4 on 3-point attempts so far in this game. From inside the arc, she's gone 5 for 6. Elwood typically a good outside shooter on the season. She's shooting 44% on 3 balls. A little runner that falls for Jolisa Ross. Nice drive for her. 4 in a row for Cardinal Stritch. They're within 8. 10 points for Jolisa Ross, the first Stritch player in double figures. Caitlin Elwood still leads all scorers with 11. She's got the ball at the free throw line, guarded by Marquardt. Elwood spins into a triple team, picks it up, and as she falls, she passes out to Shadrian McDaniel. McDaniel on the left wing into the corner. Jordan Pyle, 5 on the shot clock. Leah Sims crosses over on Shimko, fires a 3, in and out. Rebound tapped by Gieske, loose ball picked up by Shadrian McDaniel. Gieske in the corner, still looking for her first points of the game. Gieske draws the foul. Paige Gieske is coming off of her best 2 games of the year, back-to-back season highs in points, including her first double figures performance last time out, last Wednesday against St. Ambrose. She had 11, the only starter not on the scoreboard today. Sims out on the left wing, crosses court to Jordan Pyle. Open 3, good. Jordan Pyle has 10 points. And the Saints have had a lot of open shooters as Caitlin Elward has been double, triple, sometimes even quadruple teamed whenever she's gotten the ball down low. Saints have not been able to make them pay. They had been just 3 of 14 from beyond the arc. Make that 4 of 15 from beyond the arc before that one, so they're 5 of 16 now. Jumper from 2-point range, misses from Donato. Rebound knocked out of bounds by St. Francis. Saints made their first 2 3-pointers of the game, and it happened in the first 40 seconds or so. The first 2 possessions were both 3-pointers, but then they just won the rest of the first half. Jayla Harris gets the inbounds pass and banks it in. 35-26. A lot more scoring early on in this second half than we saw in the second quarter, at least. Cardinal Stritch has already matched their points total from the second quarter here in the third. Alward, single coverage, and she rolls it up and no good. One of the first times all night that she's seen just one defender in her way. Nicole Marquardt, though, was able to come up with a stop. Inside, Jolisa Ross was open for just a second, but Shadrian McDaniel filled the gap and came away with the block. Good recovery from Shadrian McDaniel. Now Gieske for 3. That's off the mark. Rebound knocked out to the side, and it's picked up by Leah Sims. Sims drives and is bumped down the floor. Nice job by Paige Gieske battling for her own rebound. She tapped the ball out to half court where Leah Sims was able to pull it in. Jolisa Ross fell to the ground in the process, but no foul was called. Here's Jordan Pyle for the inbound. She gets it in up top to Shadrian McDaniel. Right corner, Jordan Pyle, 3-pointer, short. And the rebound goes to Donato. Bella Donato holds it outside, passes to the right, Jolisa Ross. Now Nicole Marquardt. Inside, Jayla Harris, one-on-one with Jordan Pyle, and Pyle is called for her first foul. 5:38 to play in the third quarter, 9-point lead for St. Francis. It's the same lead they held at the half. Jayla Harris has a chance to cut into it. First foul called against St. Francis this half. Harris makes the first free throw. 72% foul shooter for the season. Harris leads the team in attempts. She makes them both this time around. 35-28. Cardinal Stritch is within a touchdown and an extra point. Leah Sims, guarded by fellow number 1, Jolisa Ross, hands it off to Jordan Pyle, who throws it away. Miscommunication between Pyle and Gieske. Gieske cut to the basket as Pyle passed it to where she had been. It's a turnover. Both teams held on to the ball pretty well in the first half, just 13 combined turnovers. Saints cough it up here, nearly 5 minutes into the third period. Harris drives on Pyle, picks up her dribble, turns around to face the basket. Pyle not giving any ground, throws up a wild one, no good, and a loose ball foul called on Caitlin Elward, her second. Good defense there by Jordan Pyle, forcing Harris into a bad shot. Saints, though, unable to secure the rebound. That's been a recurring theme. Cardinal Stritch has dominated the offensive glass. Here's Ross down the baseline, kicking it out to Harris. 15 to shoot, given back to Shimko. Shimko pulls up from the free throw line, jumper over Alward, no good. Gieske taps the rebound right to Jayla Harris. Harris misses the putback attempt, gets her own rebound, back up, in, and a foul. St. Francis just cannot come away with any rebounds right now. Cardinal Stritch is getting 3 or 4 opportunities every time down the floor. And they're able to turn this one into at least 2 points and maybe 3, as Jordan Pyle is called for her second foul. Harris's free throw attempt is good. Suddenly it's just a 4-point lead for the Fighting Saints, 35-31. Jayla Harris, who did not score in the first half, already has 9 in the second. Leah Sims comes up short on an awkward-looking runner, gets her own rebound and resets. Outside Elward for 3. Got it. First 3-pointer of the game for Caitlin Elward. She's got 14 points, and Leah Sims quickly steals the ball back. St. Francis resets the offense. Elward, another 3. Misses this one. Offensive rebound, Shadrian McDaniel. Saints reset, leading by 7. Elward down low, lays it in. And for all the attention that Cardinal Stritch has been giving to Caitlin Aylward underneath the basket all game, shocking that right there she was one-on-one against Jolisa Ross, and that's too easy for Aylward, who's got 8 inches on Ross. It's a 9-point St. Francis lead, 40-31. They scored 5 points in a hurry after Cardinal Stritch had cut the lead down to 4, and a timeout called by the Wolves with 4 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the third quarter. John Pfaffel, head coach of Cardinal Stritch in his 8th season with the program. And he's had some really good teams up in Milwaukee over the years. Not a bad looking team this year, though. They lost a lot from a season ago. Primarily they lost Kelly Schruth, who had been an All-American for them a couple times. She was second team All-American last year and averaged better than 20 points and 11 rebounds per game. That's a lot of production to fill. Jayla Harris has done a pretty good job leading the team in scoring and rebounding, but nowhere near those numbers. Cardinal Stritch ball coming out of the timeout. Harris passes it back to Mael Gase, who's getting her first action of the game. Shadrine McDaniel blocks Bella Donato out of bounds. Good block by McDaniel. Shot clock is at 7. Donato looking to get it in, finds Harris all alone in the paint, easy layup. Saints lost track of her on the inbounds play, perfectly executed by Cardinal Stritch. It's a 7-point game. A lot of action in this third quarter. It was a slobber knocker in the first half. Defense, defense, defense. Shots are falling on both sides here in the second half. Caitlin Aylward backs in, kicks it out. Pyle for 3. It's another good one for Jordan Pyle. Pyle has been hot from the outside. 13 points now from Jordan Pyle. And she's hit a couple of 3-pointers here in the second half. Thrown away. Jayla Harris can't chase it down. Mael Gase looking up top for Harris. Rolled it past her. And it's a turnover, 10-point lead for the Fighting Saints. Leah Sims way outside right now for St. Francis. In no hurry to get this possession going. Around a screen from Jordan Pyle. Just inside the arc, she bounces to Shadrine McDaniel. McDaniel at the free throw line, out to Pyle. Pyle 3 of 4 from beyond the arc today. Kicks this one into the corner for McDaniel. Lob down low for Aylward, who pulls it in. Aylward spins to her right and draws the foul from Nicole Marquardt. Possession got hairy a couple of times. Shadrine McDaniel nearly was unable to pull in a pass, but recovered and grabbed it outside. And then later in the possession, pass to Caitlin Aylward was a little bit high inside, and she had to leap up to pull it down, but ends up drawing the foul, and she gets the first free throw. First time that Aylward has been at the foul line today. Actually, check that. She was there once in the first half. She's now 3 of 3 from the line, and St. Francis has matched their largest lead at 12 points. Aylward's up to 18 for the game. Right around her season average. She averages 19 a game. Donato to Gase. Gase fires it down low for Harris. Harris is called for 3 seconds. Harris initially made a nice move, just didn't put the shot up. And if she had, I think she probably would have gotten it up with time to spare on that 3-second call. Instead, it's turnover for Cardinal Stritch. St. Francis has the ball up by 12. Shadrine McDaniel at the top of the key. Gives it up to Leah Sims. Pyle on the left side finds McDaniel in the corner. Bounce down low to Aylward. She's tripped up. Just the 4th foul on Cardinal Stritch. It occurred on the floor, so Aylward will not get free throws. Foul is called on Shimko. Everybody's lining up for free throws. This is not a bonus shot. It is going to be an inbounds play. Aylward was clearly gearing up to pass rather than shoot there. And again, it is just the 4th foul on the team. Everybody on both sides is at the line ready to go. Might as well have just shot him. Instead, they inbounded from the baseline into Paige Gieske. Pyle in the corner, looking down low for Alward, but she throws it away. Bad pass that time, and it's a turnover. Minute 50 to play in the quarter. Jaleesa Ross along the right side, gives it to Galdehan. Now it's Maëlle Gase backing in on Pyle, kicked out to Marquardt. Leah Sims jumps into the passing lane, nearly knocks it away. Dahan gets it back. Dahan drives, knocked off of her knee and out of bounds. Deflected by Leah Sims off the leg of Galdehan, and it's a takeaway for St. Francis. Quickly on the other end, Pyle open inside, goes up and scores. Nice find by Caitlin Alward. Jordan Pyle does a good job running the floor. And speaking of running the floor, Pyle again blocks Maëlle Gase. Got herself in a position perfectly. Gase driving to the hoop. She'll hold on to possession as it went out. Just 5 off the shot clock. Inbounded to Donato. Turn around from close range, no good. Rebounded by Pyle. McDaniel ahead for Sims. Leah Sims gives it to Pyle. Now Alward on the left wing. Pyle into the corner for McDaniel. Final minute of play for the period. Lob down low for Alward. Alward up with it, no good. Good help defense from Maëlle Gase there, forcing the miss. Donato finds Ross, deep 3. High archer from Ross, misses everything and bounces out. An air ball from Ross. She got off to a very hot start shooting the basketball early on. But she's only a 40% shooter for the season, and that's caught up with her here in the second half. Lacey Gardner is in for Caitlin Alward. Ellie Hernandez comes on for Shadrian McDaniel. Hernandez gets the pass from Sims, who passes it into the corner for Jordan Pyle. Gardner up top, bounces once, gives it to Pyle. Around the perimeter, Gieske, corner 3, good. Paige Gieske has her first 3 of the night, extending the lead to 17 points for St. Francis. Carry the 1. Here's a drive from Dahan. Bounces it towards the corner, trying to hook up with Donato, but the pass was errant and out of bounds. So with 8.7 on the clock, St. Francis will get one more possession. Leah Sims guarded down the floor by Ross. The clock is at 5. Sims cuts down the lane. Sims stripped by Ross. Good defense by Jaleesa Ross, who's not able to get a clean shot off before the buzzer, but she was able to prevent further damage from St. Francis, who saw their lead threatened early in the third quarter, but they end the period on a 15-2 run. And as we head to the fourth, our score is Saints 50, Wolves 33. Back in a minute with the fourth. Fourth quarter coming your way. 10 minutes of basketball still to be played. St. Francis has a hefty lead, 50-33. They ended the third quarter on a 15-2 run. They were up by 9 at the half. Extended that lead to 12 early in the second half, and then Cardinal Stritch went on a good run themselves. to cut the deficit from 12 down to 4. St. Francis had enough at that point, though. They put their foot on the gas pedal and they've pulled away. And now they'll try to hold on for a big victory here against Cardinal Stritch as they start the fourth quarter with the ball. Lacey Gardner in possession. Up top to Jordan Pyle, who's had a big game. Now Allie Hernandez finds Gieske. Over to Pyle, left wing. Top of the key, Leah Sims. Gieske working on Dahan. Dribbles once, passes into the corner for Hernandez. 6 to shoot. Gieske up top. Bounces again to the corner. Hernandez for 3, just in front of the buzzer. Misses it short. Cardinal Stritch basketball. Bella Donato. Fired inside for Marquardt. Blocked by Pyle. Jordan Pyle's big game continues. She has her second block of the night. Hernandez gives it up to Gieske. Hernandez to Pyle, down low looking for Gardner. She's fouled. Mael Gase, junior guard from Alicante, Spain, actually was hooked by Gardner. So Gase drew the foul, and Gardner is called for her first. Jordan Pyle checks out for the Saints. Acosta is back in, making her first appearance of the second half. Donato to Ross, slips through her fingers, but she keeps it in bounds. Poked away by Leah Sims, and Sims chases it down. She slows it down now wisely. It was 1-on-4 there for a second. Gieske on the right wing, pulls up at the elbow, passes outside. Gardner for 3, in and out. Rebound goes to Jayla Harris. Here's Joliso Ross. Around the perimeter, Gase on the left wing. Lobbing it down low for Harris, and Harris throws it away. Trying to save it from going out of bounds. The pass to Harris was a little off target, so she was off balance as she received it. And prior to falling out, she throws the ball away. It's a steal for St. Francis. Neither team has scored through the first minute 50 of the fourth quarter. Hernandez down low for Gardner. Layup, yes, and one. Lacey Gardner's got her first points of the ball game. Gardner, a junior transfer from McHenry Community College, came in with 18 points in 7 games played this year. She's made an appearance in all but one of St. Francis's 9 contests. She makes the free throw. It's a 3-point play for Gardner. The lead is 20 for St. Francis. Long way to go in this game, but as they've pulled away here in the second half, Saints are starting to feel more at home as Allie Hernandez is called for the reach-in on Kara Shimko. Second foul on the Saints here in the fourth quarter. This is the 9th game of the season for St. Francis. In the first 8, 7 have been decided by double figures. The only one that wasn't was last Wednesday against St. Ambrose. That was a 9-point victory. Shimko misses on the 3, rebound knocked around, and a loose ball foul is called, I believe, on Gardner. And that would be her second. That 9-point win against St. Ambrose was even a little bit misleading last Wednesday. They had a big lead in that one. I want to say it was a 14-point lead with about a minute left, and St. Ambrose tacked down a couple of shots late when the game was already out of hand. So they've played pretty much all of them in double figures as the 3-pointer this time falls for Shimko, and a timeout is called by Cardinal Stritch. 53-36, 7:36 to play, and John Foffel calls a full timeout, trying to give his team time for one last run here to cut into this deficit and give them a chance. They made a run early in the second half. We know they've got it in them. It's a little bit too short in the third quarter when they cut the 12-point deficit down to 4, but couldn't quite get over that hump before St. Francis went on their 15-2 run to end the third quarter. In fact, Lacey Gardner's 3-point play a few moments ago extended that run to 18-2 before Cardinal Stritch finally just got on the board again on Kara Shimko's 3-pointer. As I was saying, though, the Saints I've played a lot of games that have been lopsided, wins and losses. They've only lost 2 games this year. They've both been against top 10 foes, but they were decisive losses. They fell at Marion, number 6 Marion, by 31 points. They fell at number 1 Concordia by 61 points. However, they've also got wins of 38, 32, 42. So one way or another, there have been a ton of blowouts this year. This one is not there yet, but it's on its way to potentially becoming a blowout. Caitlin Aylward, Saints' leading scorer, back in. Aylward's averaging 19 points per game. She scored a career high 36 in her last game and was named CCAC Player of the Week. In conference play, she's averaging nearly 26 points per game. They had 4 conference matches. Here's Paige Gieske bouncing to Andriana Acosta. Shadrian McDaniel drives the center, kicks it out. Aylward for 3. Got it. 3 more for Caitlin Aylward. She's up to 21, trying to match that conference scoring average. Entering play today was 25.8. And today she's got 21 points, and that was after a very slow start. Didn't score in the first quarter. Gase. Bounce pass is stolen by Aylward. 1-on-2. She takes it in anyway, misses the layup, and Acosta is called for the frustration foul in response as she hacked Maëlle Gase. That's not one you'll see Caitlin Aylward miss too often. It was 1 against 2 defenders, but she had the path, she had the right angle, and then just short-armed it. 20-point lead for St. Francis. Jordan Pyle back in the game for the Fighting Saints. She's second on the team with 15 points tonight. Closing in on a double-double is Nicole Marquardt. Lays it in for Cardinal Stritch. 6 points for Marquardt. She played some good minutes off the bench in the first half when Jayla Harris was in foul trouble. Harris not on the floor right now for Cardinal Stritch as Jordan Pyle drives, lays it in. With the right hand from the left side, Pyle has got 17. Whistle blows as Shadrian McDaniel is called for the foul. Jolisa Ross took a tumble there.
Number 14, Shadrian McDaniel. Her second, team's 5th.
It's already the 5th foul on St. Francis, so Ross gets 2 free throws. Team high 10 points in the game for Ross. Give her 11. And it's still a team high. Misses the second free throw, a little bit long. And the Saints take possession. Acosta bounces to the left, gives it up top to Aylward. Right wing, it's Jordan Pyle. Back up top to Ali Hernandez. Saints running some clock here. It's down to 10 seconds now as Caitlin Aylward backs up. Guarded by Nicole Marquardt. She spins into the paint. Good help defense by Ross, but an open shooter in the corner, and Ali Hernandez makes him pay. Ross came over to help on Aylward. Aylward found the open shooter, and Hernandez knocks down another 3. 6 points for Ali Hernandez on 2 3-pointers, and there's a steal from Jordan Pyle. Pyle lobs it ahead for McDaniel. McDaniel pulls up, passes back outside to Pyle. Pyle drives, bounces into Acosta, out to Aylward. Long 2 from the corner is good. 23 for Caitlin Aylward. Saints are up by 24 with only 5 minutes to play as Jordan Pyle is called for a kick. Hernandez checks out. Justine Charlesworth is back in. Cardinal Stritch brings Kiara Redmond Trotter back into the game. There's Kara Shimko. Crosses over, around a screen, cuts her way to the basket, and puts it off the backboard a little bit too hard. Good screen from Merrill Steele there. And really good ball handling by Shimko, but she was unable to finish it off. Here's Acosta to Alward. Alward kicks it outside. Charlesworth wanted the three, passes it up instead. McDaniel tries the triple. That's too strong. Offensive rebound, Acosta. Saints reset. Alward over to Jordan Pyle. Pyle fires it down low for Alward, who banks it home. 25 points for Caitlin Alward. Saints have their biggest lead at 26. And I think Steve Brooks is getting ready to clear his bench a little bit, as is John Foffel. Three-point attempt for Shimko, off the mark. Meryl Steele battling for the rebound, but she's the last one to touch it as it goes out of bounds. Subs for the Fighting Saints. Rexisha Hollis is in, along with Maria Cruz Uceda. Pyle and Alward, two of them having combined on 42 of the team's 65 points this evening. Check out, most likely for the last time. This is McDaniel to Uceda at the right elbow. Shoveled back out to Shadrian McDaniel, a drive and a foul. Foul called on Cardinal Stritch. That one goes on number 23, who's not on their roster. A bit of a mystery who that player is right now for Cardinal Stritch. McDaniel makes the first free throw. Second shot good. 67-39. Cardinal Stritch ball with under 4 minutes to play. There's a drive down the baseline, and Kaylin C.S. Cheney reached her hand in on Kiera Redmond Trotter. A held ball is called. And it's St. Francis possession. Good defense by Kaylin C.S. Cheney. Over to the left side, Justine Charlesworth. Up top to Maria Cruz Uceda. She bounces once, picks up the dribble, hands it off to C.S. Cheney. Out to a wide open Charlesworth. The three is good. Justine Charlesworth has her first three. The lead is up to 31 for St. Francis. This game was close in the third quarter. It was 35-31, and since then, Fighting Saints have dominated. They've outscored Cardinal Stritch from that point on 35-8. So a foul is called away from the ball. That one goes on Maria Cruz Uceda. It's her first, and the team is over the limit. So Meryl Steele goes to the free throw line. Steele gets her first free throw attempts of the season. And the first one is good. Back to the drawing board after this one for Cardinal Stritch. They started the season 3-0. Since then, they've lost 4 out of 6 and on their way today to 5 out of 7. Both free throws good from Steele. 70-41 is our score. Josie Graffio has the ball. Graffio, Charlesworth, C.S. Cheney, Cruz Uceda, and Hollis are on the floor for the Fighting Saints. C.S. Cheney bounces on the outside, guarded by Mickey O'Neill. C.S. Cheney with 6 to shoot, drives from the left side, kicks it into the corner. Graffio for 3, no. Rebound to Redmond Trotter. Redmond Trotter steps into a long 2, a little bit too strong. Rebound to Graffio. Like St. Francis, Cardinal Stritch has played a very tough schedule. In fact, they've played a lot of the same teams. They fell to Marion, just like St. Francis did. They also fell to St. Francis of Indiana out in that same event that the Saints were in. That ball's thrown away. Hollis looking for Cruz Uceda. St. Francis beats their like-named rivals from Indiana. Cardinal Stritch fell by 37. So they have suffered a couple of bad losses this year as well, and this is looking like another one. 29-point game late. Under 2 minutes to play in this game. O'Neill passes off to Redmond Trotter along the baseline, misses the layup, rebounded by Cruz Uceda. Rexisha Hollis down in the corner, misses on the three, and Maria Cruz-Uceda is called going over the back. We walk all the way down to the other end of the floor, where Maëlle Gase is going to get 2 free throws. First attempt misses. Still 70-41 St. Francis. Gase now 0 of 2 from the free throw line for the year. Still trying for her first make, and she's got it. It's the 7th point that she has scored this year. Her first of tonight's game. St. Francis basketball. It's Amari Sims losing control of it. Gase picks it up. Gives it up to old number 23, who I have ascertained is Lainey Buzan for Cardinal Stritch. Here on the left side is O'Neal. Passing to Maëlle Gase. 3-pointer is good. Just like that, she's got 4 points. Had only 6 all year. And now she's got 4 in the last 30 seconds. Final minute of play. Potentially the last chance for St. Francis to score here. And Swiatek off to the left. Graffio misses on the 3. Rebound to Merrill Steele. And a foul called on St. Francis. For all intents and purposes, this one is all wrapped up. The Saints have been called for a couple of slap fouls over the last few minutes, and it's not really what you want to see at this stage of the game. Cardinal Stritch is getting a chance to add some points to their total from the free throw line as Merrill Steele makes the first. Second shot is good as well. Merrill Steele has doubled her season's point total. She had 4 all year coming in. She's got 4 today. Maria Cruz-Uceda off to Josie Graffio. Now Hollis. Hollis drives up with the left hand. No good. Out of bounds. A wild shot from Hollis that time. And now with 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks, Cardinal Stritch will take what is likely their final offensive possession of the game. On the right, it's Gase up to Steele. Left side, Mickey O'Neal. O'Neal looking for help. Finds Redmond Trotter up top. 3-pointer misses. Rebound goes to Amari Sims. And now the Saints can dribble it out if they want. Maëlle Gase still going hard on defense. Saints do get it across the timeline. Sims backs it up. 6 seconds left. She won't be pressured. And so our game will end just like this. 70-47, our final score. St. Francis comes out on top of Cardinal Stritch, and they improve to 5-0 in CCAC play this season. Close game for a while. The first half was nip and tuck. Saints went on a run late in the first half to increase their lead to 9. It was up to 12 early in the third quarter, and that's when Cardinal Stritch started to heat up. Cardinal Stritch went on an 11-3 run to cut the deficit to 4 points. At 35-31, looked like the Wolves were really going to make a game of it. And that's when St. Francis got hot. They went on a big run to end the third quarter, and then to start the fourth, they outscored Cardinal Stritch 18-2 over a stretch of play, and they never looked back from there. It was easy at that point. It was rolled on in the fourth quarter to the 23-point victory, 70-47. After a slow start, Caitlin Allward led all scorers with 25 tonight. She continues her hot play. She was named CCAC Player of the Week last week, and I don't know if this one game is going to be enough to do it this week, but it was a fine game. Jordan Pyle had a big game as well, 17 points, and she really filled the stat sheet, contributing with multiple rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks for the Fighting Saints, who improved their record on the season to 7-2. They improved to 5-0 in conference play. Cardinal Stritch falls to 5-5. After a 3-0 start, they've lost 5 out of 7, and they're now 500 in conference at 3-3. Next up for St. Francis, a little holiday break. They'll be back at it next Saturday afternoon at Judson. A 1 o'clock start time on December 7th. And then they've got a fun one here against NCAA D2 opponent Lewis University. That's their next home game, and it's not until December 12th, so it'll be a while before we see the Fighting Saints again. 2 weeks from today, or 2 weeks from tomorrow, actually. No, let me get this right again. 2 weeks from Thursday, they take on Lewis, December 12th. That'll be a 5 o'clock start time as part of a doubleheader with the men's team. But today's game is in the books, 70-47. St. Francis takes care of Cardinal Stritch. Until next time, this is Terry Bonadonna signing off for the University of St. Francis. Good night, all.